Greetings! This is Ukrainian Prism with our new weekly digest, documenting the unwavering resistance of Ukrainians to Russian onslaught and the horrific crimes committed by Russian occupiers. Russian occupiers' forces are still torturing and intimidating local population, especially Ukrainian professionals. On July the 3rd, the mayor of Ukrainian city of Energodar in Zaporizhia region reported that Andriy Honcharuk, a specialist diver on a Zaporizhia nuclear power plant, was tortured to death by Russian occupiers for his non-compliance and non-willingness to cooperate with them by draining a special radioactive pool on the station. Andriy Honcharuk was delivered to a medical facility with severe injuries and hematomas. Unfortunately, he died of these received injuries several days after. The General Prosecutor's Office of Ukraine reported that since the start of last week, several fires broke out on Ukrainian wheat fields, agricultural facilities and forests that surround this object. Although some of them may be caused by natural disasters or causes, the vast amount are the direct work of pro-Russian militants in the temporarily occupied territories or Russian forces themselves. Also on July the 4th, the Southern Command of Operative Forces of Ukrainian Armed Forces reported that several of agriculture workers were blown by Russian rockets while working on the field collecting the harvest. We still see that the handcrafted hunger implemented on the temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine are still in place. Although Russian forces intensified their missile strikes during the last week, Ukrainian armed forces were able to defend civilian lives in many of the instances. For example, on July the 5th, Russian forces launched 3 missiles Ha-59 from their strategic aircrafts towards Odessa, Charkiv and Chernomorsk, very important ports and civilian objects in southern part of Ukraine. However, anti-air defense of the city of Odessa were able to destroy all the rockets and prevent civilian casualties. Also, on the next day, July the 6th, Russian forces launched 3-caliber cruise missiles from the submarines in Black Sea toward the city of Mykolaiv, which is also harassed by constant daily Russian barrages. Fortunately, all missiles and additionally other 6 rockets launched from the surface were successfully destroyed by Ukrainian defenders. During the last week, according to the data collected by our team, unfortunately 40 civilians were killed by Russian occupiers and 109 were injured due to their barrages. Although these numbers are high and it's a great loss for Ukraine and for the families concerned, these numbers are getting lower and lower due to the braveness and courageous defiance of Ukrainian armed forces. Also, we witnessed some especially strange strategic moves from Russian forces. On July 7th, several days after the goodwill gesture of retreating from the island in haste, Russian forces shelled the Snake Island once more. Although there were no Ukrainian military personnel at that time, there were only Ukrainian flag placed there in commemoration of the defenders of the island. Russian forces still believed that the colors of Ukrainian national flag is the main threat to Russia itself. Well, just some good news for you in these grim times of ours. The Russian occupiers are still using methods that violate the rules and laws of war. They target civilian infrastructure, they are inflicting immeasurable damage to Ukrainian economy, and they constructed handmade hunger in the temporarily occupied territories. However, these crimes will not be forgotten nor forgiven, and all those who are involved will pay the dire price for their deeds. This project is implemented with the support of Isar Ednannia, which works in consortium with Ukrainian Institute for Independent Political Research and Center for Democracy and the Rule of Law.